Oh, you gotta love the sports card grading wars. They have heated up over the last 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, really over the last few months. Guys, today we're gonna talk some numbers. How much are these companies grading? Stick around. Hello to all my sports card collectors, investors, all of my collectibles friends. How are we doing? I hope that we're doing extremely well today. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button, the likes, the notifications, all the buttons below. It helps us grow the channel. We are cruising along, inching our way, crawling to 15,000 subscribers. It's a big milestone that we are hoping to get to. We'd really appreciate your help. Let's get to it. Don't forget to connect with me on IG at SportsCardDad and Twitter, The SportsCardDad. All right, guys, great company, GemRate.com, put out their monthly numbers. And I love to look at this because it gives me kind of an idea of where grading companies are in terms of the volume that they're putting out. And we're looking at the major 4 grading companies right now. It's PSA, BGS, SGC, and CSG. And we've talked about this a lot on the channel. All of these companies making waves in the news with new partnerships. Companies have got various deals that they're working with to gain market share, to gain kind of that footprint, and in PSA's case, to hold on to that number 1 spot in terms of volume. You've got deals with eBay, with authentication. You've got PWCC deals, and you're seeing a lot of streamlining going on to where it's like, you send off to this auction house, and then they'll, grade it for you, and then you can put it up on their auction, and it's all kind of, the idea, I think, is for the end consumer to be able to do this all in one shot with a click of a button, as opposed to having to buy a card, have it sent to them, send it off for grading, then send it off to the selling platform. These selling platforms and the grading companies are all trying to work together to kind of make this easier for the customer. We'll see how that works out. We'll see how kind of all of it is executed, because again, that's going to be the thing that makes the most difference. But you're really starting to see that happen. You're seeing all sorts of different partnerships going on, which is kind of interesting to see. We've come a long way in a couple of years from just buying cards. All right, so let's take a quick look at GemRate's April numbers. For PSA, they graded 826,000 cards, which is actually down 16% from March. They are slacking over there at PSA. Only 826,000 cards. What are we doing? Second, we've got SGC at 94,000 cards. That is down 9% from the month of March. SGC has really made a big push, and the difference maker for them over the last couple of years has been them doing ultra modern cards, people going to them for ultra modern cards because there hasn't been availability with PSA, BGS, because they were basically shut down and price point. CSG was an option as well, but then they also got backlogged and it just became too much to do. So SGC kind of took that spot from modern, ultra modern cards that would typically get graded at a PSA. And look, SGC has really been a vintage card grader up until about 2.5 years ago. Then it really started to pick up for them. Peter over there at SGC has done a good job on the marketing front, getting out in front of it, and modern cards have come SGC's way. They've got the new Tux slab that they implemented a few years back. And so SGC's made a move into that kind of 2 spot in terms of volume. BGS did 79,000 cards, which is up 4% from where they were in the month of March. And BGS, we've talked about it as well. They've rebranded. They're coming out with different types of technology attached to their grading. They've got even NFTs, which is kind of funny because BGS was kind of looked at as, this archaic company that's not keeping up with the times. And now they've come out with new branding and they've got technology that they're adding in and really trying to regain some of that foothold that they had in the grading space as well. I'm curious to see how BGS kind of moves through these next 12 months and really if they're able to gain ground against PSA and then SGC. SGC and BGS are kind of right there together as far as volume goes. And CSG is up 4% from where they were in March. They graded 61,000 cards. Again, that's a lot of cards, and CSG just made the authentication deal with eBay here recently, and I have to assume at some point there's going to be some sort of option through eBay to grade cards directly. So, authentication and then check here if you want to go ahead and get it graded. I assume that is going to come at some point on the eBay platform. Obviously, I'm speculating. I don't know if that's the case, but it would just make sense. If you see all these deals that are happening where it's like, you buy on the platform, you get it graded, you can kind of all do it in one spot. It would make sense for eBay to have something like that as well. And then with the addition of PSA being added to eBay's authentication program, PSA is going to handle the graded cards. Right now, it's $2,000 and up. There's speculation that eventually that'll go all the way down to $250 and up for graded cards. I can say as a consumer that doesn't do a lot of grading, really not much. I've done one with SGC. I'm about to do another submission with SGC. I'm looking to do PSA towards the end of the year when grading costs hopefully come down. But for me as the end consumer, if there is convenience and it's executed well to where it's like, oh, I just send my raw cards off to wherever, it's all kind of done for me, all the grading and then the selling, depending on fees, of course. If the price point is right, then for me personally, I'm going to take advantage of some of those situations. So I can see why it's happening. So CSG still, making moves, considering they are a new grader. They've got quality graders, top quality graders from BGS. Andy Broom had come over from BGS to CSG. So strong companies all the way through on this list. So it's going to be interesting. Again, their data, those numbers between CSG, BGS, and SGC are starting to close in together. And that is going to be really interesting to watch. With PSA's numbers kind of up here, and then the other three are just kind of trailing behind. Are they going to be able to take chunks off of PSA? Or is PSA going to continue on to be where they are? We'll have to watch and see. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in today. I hope it is an amazing day ahead. Stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.